Good morning, everyone. Well, I guess it's afternoon at this point, and a very late start to Flying with Mike. Hope y'all are having a great Monday and look forward to a flight. It's one place I've thought about flying to for quite a while, never have ever been there, and good Lord, over the 23, 25 years of flight simming I've been doing, never flown into this airport, so I thought, why not give it a try? And it's a unique looking airport in the Middle East. So, without further ado, we are flying from Mykonos, where we left off with the A320 Neo, and we're going to travel across the Med to Beirut, Lebanon. I know y'all are going, what? So, whoop. Well, it's the way the runway's arranged. It's kind of a unique thing we'll see once we get there. But I'm kind of glad we're flying it in. It's not a big, really heavily traveled airport was one thing I thought it was, but with all the war ravaging that's gone around on it in the same 25, 30, 40 years, guess what? It's really not. So, anyway, so we're going to head off to uh, Beirut, Lebanon today. So why don't we start bringing the camera in here and take a look at the chariot that will cross the Med with us. And as you all know, it is the Toliss A320, brand new, about a month or two now it's been out. What a plane this is, folks. Oh, um, and we're going to be flying in the colors of the old Aegean. I just I haven't gotten used to yet that mask they call it around the cockpit. Just hard for me to get past it. So I keep the whatever paint schemes, keep that off. I don't know. It's just something. It doesn't look good on, to me at least, many planes. So anyway, so here it is. I'm going to go in here and get this door open real quick here. So we go to the Toliss Interactive Simulation Center, ground services, and let's get 1L opened along with the other doors put into open. That way they closed up on us since starting. And we're not going to do any catering here today. So we're just going to bring it in and get things serviced up. All right. Again, the I'm going to say level of detail. I don't know if that's the right word I'm looking for. When it comes to these little eye candy nuggets, I'm talking about these. Well, you know what? Let me show you one. We'll go ahead and we're going to take on catering into 1L. So let's bring this up. You can do this from inside if you do this to start with. Just turn these on. Okay. So your catering truck is on this and is on baggage. So when you do click open, I'll swing around. The catering truck should be coming right up. Now pay attention to it real quick. Let me get past the building here as it stops. Sets the footings, folks. I mean, there's a level of detail before lifting the catering box up and the door opening eventually. Again, just a couple of little details most don't catch. I thought that was interesting when I watched it once, that the leveling feet actually go down and actually pull the truck up a little bit. In real life, better do that. So any kind of wind comes along with that center of gravity right now, you're going to the side. All right, anyway, I just thought I'd show that off. All right, well, we'll let it, take on catering food, what the heck. And let's get into the office here where we can start looking at the flight we have today. For that, we use Sim Toolkit. And as you can see, there's our flight. We're showing about 8 minutes to departure. We're running late, so guess what? Welcome to the airline world, folks. We're gonna be late. All right, so our trip today is the PITA 1G departure to PITX, and then you can follow it on over here to OBLA Beirut, Lebanon. Okay, for weather, here is spectacular. Clear skies, winds out of the southwest, 5 knots. Oh, I'm still a little groggy there, folks. Sorry. Got my coffee. We're going strong. All right. Clear visibility. Okay. 17 degrees Celsius. So beautiful day in the Med, and a standard altimeter setting. Over in the Beirut area, again, variable winds. We're going to come in 1.6 or 1.7, clear and variable there. So, folks, we're going to have a beautiful flight, at least begin and end with. What it's doing in the middle, I think, isn't much different. So, we'll see. However, the QNH is up a couple degrees, 10, 15. So, ought to be a beautiful flight this spring day. That's not the one I want. There we go. 142 people dared to fly with Mike and signed the NDAs. Just kidding. 31240 on the payload, and the zero fuel weight of 129,000 pounds. Blocking out of here with just under 14,000 pounds of fuel. So, dispatch somewhat gracious in one end, giving us 39,000, in the other, cost index of 5. So we'll see how that all translates out as we get ready to go. So, folks, let's go fly with Mike and see where and what we can gather. Now, we're pretty much to a point where we've powered up. Now, we crew change here occurred. So we got some things to take care of here. Now, one thing I did not do with that crew change idea, turn the batteries off. We'll get that now. We are on the external power. We'll also get the fuel pumps turned off and set the emergency lights. All right, outside, since we're powered up, daytime will run 1, and strobes to auto in case I forget. Ground control on. All right, so we are now in our get ready to go through the checklists. So first thing we'll do, fire warning checks. Hang on. I don't know about you, but I sure couldn't hear a thing, and I know why. It's because with the 767 we flew the last time, things are very hard to hear or are too loud. There we go. APU. And number 2. Okay, coming up this side. Okay. All right, so we'll just work our way up and go to nav, on bat, wait for it to go away. Wait for it to go away. And again, wait for it to go away. What we're checking for, folks, is that if we lose the generators on the engines and the APU in flight, the ADIRS system or Boeing nuts, that would mean IRS system, is still available to us and giving us position updates. All right, that'd be kind of important out over the Med. All right, again, our lights are set. We'll go ahead, since we're getting ready to fuel here in a minute, put on the smoking sign and do a quick light check. Okay, all the bulbs lighting up there. Nope, can't read them there, so we'll do, whoop, one too many. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, they all came on and look good through here. And down through here. All right, back up here to turn that off. And we'll turn the dome light off. Landing is set. Auto is 12 o'clock here, so if the dial is reading straight up, folks, that's 12 o'clock. Probe heat, engine ice is off. Working our way up. We'll keep our temperature controls as is. And cross bleed auto. Rounding it out, let's go ahead, turn those batteries on. 28.5. And overall looks good. Let's go ahead and fill this sucker with people and fuel. All right, fuel. We are looking to put on 13,807. Looks like we're going to go just to make sure we have enough to 14,000. Requesting fuel. Then what I like to do is get up here where I can read the bottom here until I see refueling, and then continue on with getting this bird loaded up. Also, you can see the IRS is in alignment, taking 7 minutes. All right, refueling. All right, so let's go to the next page. I'm going to leave it as is for now. Click load. And then close out. Go over to this one. And we re-see my passenger count of 142. All right. Okay, and I just want to verify again. 42. All right. Load. All right, so that's taking care of a lot of things. Let's head over to the EFB and see how it looks. Okay, currently 142 peeps. Now I've got 200 pounds of cargo. Zero fuel weight wise, we're looking at 128,991. 128,994. Well, we'll go with it. And we're just waiting to get up to 14,000 or so pounds. So we're perfectly loaded fine. Had I dropped the 299? No, we're good. We're good. I was thinking about dropping the 200 pounds of cargo, but I think we're good. All right. Now, we'll be using takeoff and landing here shortly. But for now, let's get back and see where we are. 5 minutes to go. All right. So with that, now we can seatbelts on. Double checking our lights. Okay, pack flows, fuel pumps, we'll get those turned on. We'll wait for the fuel. And we're ready to go with setting the McDo up. Okay. Let me just reposition that here real quick. And its counterpart. All right, there we go. Just one of those things I like. Now we're flying the A320 271. That is the Pratt & Whitney new Neo type engine. Active nav data from 20 April to 17 May. And we're ready to go to the init page. And what I'm going to do is just click init request. And by the way, refueling is complete. Right, and so is the init process. So we've got our Mykonos to Beirut, alternate being Tel Aviv, flying Mediterranean or no, Middle East, I think it is Airways. I forget what MEA is, 66. We're flying actually for MAC Airways. And then here's our altitude and temps. Clear. All right, so let's go to the IRS. Now, we can change these, folks, if we actually have that chart. Okay, so let me just see here. We don't have the chart, it's kind of useless. Oh, yeah, we actually do. Oh, and it's right on it. So, okay, we're not going to be doing any changes here, so we'll bring charts up later. I just wanted to make sure it was available. Okay, so if we did, folks, say we were needing to move latitude and longitude to put our plane right where it's at, up and down keys. So right now, if you go up, you would move this. If you go down, it's all moving here. If you click here, it moves it over to here. So see, if I click down, it goes down. Then all you do is click align on ref, confirm, and it's now aligning right down to that spot. That puts you even where the airport center is a big mark in the sky basically for it. We just narrowed it down to a little spot on the ramp. And we'll do a wind request. All right. And back to init. Okay, next up here in the flight planning, let's go to F plan. And look, it's already done for us. The reason I moved that over is here comes charts. All right, so that way we can see everything we're doing here. I hope. I'm thinking until it aligns, we're up. It should be aligning any moment now. So what we'll do is just work our way into it. All right, so let me get this back on flights. And we're taking off runway 16. Okay, so you can kind of see what we're going to do. It looks like we're going to come off, do a button hook, and out we go. Okay, so now GPS primary means we're aligned, so when we click clear, we're good. We'll pull up the other one. You can't see this. We're doing the exact same thing on the other FMC. All right, so let's do it. So, Mykonos, departure. Run, and it does. What I like about Airbus over Boeing, it does it in the proper steps. Select your runway. Once you select your runway, the database should only pull up SIDS or stars, depending on which spectrum you're in. Are you departing? Are you arriving? Are available for this. Oh, by the way, did you notice how short the runway is? Okay, so there's 16. So that's in there. You can see that down here. And we're going on the PETA 1 Golf. And we'll show it here in a second. PETA 1 Golf. And that's a little flashing around as it trying to fashion it to the flight. Insert. Real quick so you all can see it. As you can see, we do this little button hook right back out. I don't know yet why, other than I really don't know why we're doing that. So unless it's high country, and then we got to circle back around. All right, so there is the departure added. So as you can see already, we come off and 156 to 1500, do our turn back to Miko, and then come off. Hang on. Now let me put this in plan. So then we'll come off to the intercept off Miko, the PIDAX, PIDAX, distance 15. And there we're finished with that portion. Okay. And we'll pull out, there we go. Then we go Atkin RDS. See if I can pull out a little better for us. Okay, that'll get us a little further along. Okay, that'll actually get us all the way there. So RDS, LACID. Okay, and we're looking down here as well to make sure nothing shoots off 5,000 miles. The good thing is this is showing up about right on our distance. And then LACID, Exela, Evno, top of descent, and then Despo and Kukla. Okay, guess where we're at again? Another arrival. Okay, and we're coming in on the Kukla 2 Alpha. Now would be a good time, folks, to figure out what runway we're coming to. Okay, Beirut currently variable at 2, clear, so 16 or 17, I think. Hang on, let me look at the flight plan. Currently scheduled 17. Okay, so we'll go OLBA, arrivals, and then we pick what we're going to do. We do not have an ILS. Ooh. Okay, so on charts. Runway 17, selecting our approaches. Okay, so we have VOR, localizer, and RNAV. We'll do the RNAV. All right, so that sets our charting up. Now we're at Kukla. So let's see, where is that down here? There we go. All right, so we're coming in from Kukla. Oh wait, so let's select that. I'm sorry, I didn't even select it. Kukla 2. Kukla 2 Alpha. Now, VIA. Okay, now VIA gets a little, this is for this is for this. So the VIA is for the RNAV. We're coming in by low. There are no transitions because we're coming right off Kukla. If we were on Balma, we'd be on the Balma 2. Elka, same thing. Elka arrival. So over in the Europe eastern part of the world, we find that more where their specific stars are right off the initial fix. It seems to tie it in that way. That's why we don't get a lot of transitions. Oh, excuse me. So we'll insert and then check. Okay, so no discontinuities, but we're going straight Kukla to buy blow. Kukla. Okay, so we're missing one. No, we're not. We are correct. As you look in the routing down here, Kukla to buy blow above 5,000 feet at that point. Okay, let's look at the RNIP 17. Okay, coming in, we are 14 miles to BOD, NDB, which at that point is 4 miles out. So we are 18-mile final at that point. Let's put it at 4,000. Let's put it at 4,000. And that way, it will not cause us trouble in getting that extra 1,000 feet out of it. Isn't that kind of fun how one says one thing, the other, the different altitude? Okay, so we're set for 4,000. Do I want 250? Well, we'll start. We'll probably be controlling speed at that point. Okay, and then there's, let's see, where are we centered? Eye blow. Okay, now we go to the up arrow to BOD, EA 421, which is half mile from the runway and into the runway. So everything looks good to here. Continuing on, that's our missed approach, folks. And then from here, in case we have to go to Tel Aviv. All right, so everything looks good. We'll switch back, clear this out. Do that to put us back where we're starting. And we'll clear out charts. All right, folks, so the F plan is taken care of. I'm not going to go through and get us all set up to get into Tel Aviv. Okay, so next up will be RadNav. So the RadNav button's right there. Click on it. We're good. Nothing's set in stone. Then we're going to the init page again. Now this is considered init A. Init B is very simple. Click the arrow to the right, put you on the B page. For this, oops, we go back. We are looking at 129.0. Looks good. 29.40 fuel weight. We'll do that. 29.4. Okay. Fuel looks good. And this page is set up. All we got to do is make sure our times look good, and they do. Next up, the infamous perf page, which has actually been made a whole lot easier here. Now there is a way to go into the menus and do the exact same thing. I'm just going to click upload. Okay, so one last look at the winds here. Here, not at Beirut. 220 at 5. flaps 3 up. Okay, finally we got this. Now, if for some strange reason you want to flex your takeoff on a 6,200-foot runway, that's how you would do it. I am going to be on a toga. Now, another way to do this, folks, is come over here to takeoff performance. Runway 16. No intersection, wind 29, that's close, and no it's not. Did we take an update and I'm not seeing it? It's not seeing it, okay. 220. Okay, temperature 17, good, good, good. We're gonna go toga. Air conditioning on. And you know what? Let's compute. And what this shows you, folks, there's your stopping margin from when you hit V1. That's what V1 is your abort speed. So at that point, if you get something like an engine fire or anything else above, if you're in this case 126, if that's what we set for V1, guess what? You go around. Now you're going to know this beforehand, so there's a good chance you might be 120 when you realize, oh, we got to abort. But if the aircraft gets past 125, you go to flight. Do the best you can, unless it's catastrophic, both engines. There ain't much you can do there, folks. And that has happened where 2 engines went out on a plane, not necessarily a 2-engine airplane. Watched a video many years ago of a 747 engine flamed out or did something on takeoff right above V speed, so they're committing to flight, and another one goes. They're toast. And off the end of the runway they went. I mean, some things just you can't do anything about, folks. Just ride it out. So, all right, so there's our numbers here. So anywhere between 115 and 125. VR, 125. Rotate, 129. Up 3, I say insert. Boom, put it right in here. I'm going to fine-tune this a little bit with Black Box 711's page. Uh, 1410. I don't know the way you calculate this, folks, but a Black Box 711 is a real-world, did that wrong, Airbus pilot who put together this website out there that really gives you these numbers. How much more realistic it is, I don't know. But since he has a site, I use it. But it also gives me the transition here, which is, I'll show you the link. Link. And that'll take you to where you can select an airport. Mind you, folks, a lot of the U.S. and other parts of the world are not in the database form, but if you're in Europe, pretty much guarantee most bay airports are. And I do say thank you, Black Box. All right, so we're set here, and that's it, folks. We're ready to get ready to go. Okay, we're still on plan. Okay, after getting all of the perfs, now you could set a secondary flight plan up if you expect a runway change or there's an engine out procedure back. I've done it once, and for time's sake, folks, we're just going to get going. And with that, we're at to the point where we're ready to push back and start. For those with Mac Air that may be watching, sorry, I do not have yet the new smart cars to test. I haven't manned up to try it. I will here eventually. I just haven't yet. But for those of you who are from Mac Air watching, it looks spectacular what Captain Mac has shown us. Um, I really do want to try it out, but I'd like to give it a little bit of um, closer to general release before diving in on it. Because I don't want to spend the whole stream diagnosing a problem when um, we could have been flying. So that's why I haven't manned up to do it. All right, and just bear with me here. I'm getting the old Mac Airs fired up. And it's really, my system is kind of trying to be slow. So in the event, folks, we lose connection here with Twitch, be patient. It does come back. The good thing is I record them all. They will in a couple of days be up on YouTube for you. Not in the crisp and quality of Captain Mac. He meticulously gets these streams looking because I'm going live, folks. I mean, I can't just tweak his cut, take 2, take 50, if in some cases it could be. But we do the best we can for you, folks. We get the sound set because this is a little lower than normal. So settings, maybe there we go. Copilot. Two, 5 and V2 of 129. Okay, so let me get the airplane set in here. Oh boy. Oh, a lot of airplanes. Okay, and that dead air, folks, is just me trying to find the airline for this A320. I know it's in here. There it is. Ought to have been the one at the top. Always is, folks. Always is. Okay, so we got 142 peeps. And 39,000. Maybe throw the route on here and we're ready to go, folks. Okay. It is all set and ready to go. All right. All right, so let's get this middle panel taken care of. not that middle panel. Up here, we want to make sure we're on FD, turn the LS on in case we have to come back, constraints. We're back on arc, well set to 20. Speed, heading is set. Initial out of here. Excuse me. We do not have an initial. Let's see, is there any kind of initials in the drawings? No. All right, that makes things real easy. Oh, you gotta love it when the computer does its own thing. There we go. All right, so we got the screen cleared up here. Okay, so we'll set for our initial 6,000, and that should get us through the curves and all. The big thing on this, folks, we do have a lot of speed restrictions. As we go through this, 225 until we're headed back to Mykonos. And I think then we can bump up to 250. It's to keep us in tight. I know, that's why. All right, let's come down here. I'm going to go ahead and start buttoning up the airplane. Not that side yet. Actually, yeah, we'll do that side first. Again, look at that detail. Let him get out of here first. Okay, then we'll come back up here and we'll get the loaders out of here. Like I said, the eye candy is actually pretty good here, folks. All right, so we are to a point we're ready to, with the main door open, we're waiting on that final count from the flight attendants to shove off from here. Okay, so we've got our altitude. Okay, anti-skid switch is set to on with the nose wheel steering. Transponder is set. Here, let's just come down here. Put it on X-bounder. And we want to be above. Radar is off. Go ahead and turn the air ones on. Okay. And folks, flight attendants just close the rear door. And you'll see it right there. That'll go to green. All right, folks, we're ready to push back. And I just noticed I'm still not online. Okay, there we go. Now we're coming online. All right, so let's do it, folks. Let's get better. Well, wait a minute. Let's get off the. Let's get the fuel pumps on. Get the APU running. Just waiting for flaps open. There it is. Then we'll click start. Along with getting the beacon on, because as soon as we fire up, get disconnected, pull the generator away, pull the chocks, we're going to have better pushback up here. So again, hope you all had a great weekend. Hope was safe and enjoyable, and you're ready for another great week. Oh, sorry about that. And yes, my allergies did not take a break over the weekend. Okay, so we're available. Come up top here. Let's go off internal. Now we're on internal APU, and we'll put the bleeds on and the packs on. Again, sorry about that, folks. All right, everything looks good. Bleeds on. Let's take a look at the temperatures. First off, engines, oil. Okay. Okay. All right, 78s. Okay, we need to start cooling the back end down. Give it a few seconds here. All right, let's get them started. That'll help. All right, better push back. Where are you? Ooh, first off, just because it's right now easier this way, external chocks.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
That's a good question. 1-6, so we want to face this way. Yeah. So we'll come out to here.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Do a quick outside look while she's driving up. Don't see any chocks. Doors are closed visually. All right, beacon on. I think we already did it, but let's verify. Yep. Again, welcome in, folks. Hope you all have a great day. And if you're new to the channel, smash that follow button. We'd love to have you aboard on future trips. All you'll get is an email if you click follow. If you're watching this a couple days after we've done this live and you're on our YouTube channel, clicking subscribe, same thing as following, folks. Just let you know we have a new video.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Clear to connect. That'll let you know there's a new video out. There's ways to donate and all in the text below the videos in YouTube. And folks, if you're in and you want to donate, by all means, we would really appreciate it. Exclamation mark donate will give you the details. All right, we're just waiting. There goes the nose. You can kind of see it slowly rising.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
All right, brakes released, tail left.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, since this is going to be a relatively short push, let's get into the engines. Go ahead and turn the packs off real quick. And it's pretty much automatic, folks, so. There we go. And we got a light off on number 2.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, the word avail is up. Let's switch over and start number 1.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Okay, and while we're watching the engine spool, let me get over here and watch for the pins. All right, thumbs up. Give them a nice quick hit of the taxi lights, and then we'll continue on. What we're looking for is the word avail. We'll start the chrono here. All right, let's go for it here. All right, with the engines on, let's go to norm. Okay, APU. How about we get the packs on first? Okay, APU's off, ground spoilers. Set those to armed. You'll see the white band. Remember, flaps 3. Okay, pitch and trim. Let's pull this up. I'm going to pull it out. Makes it a little easier to read. is right here. Your flaps are 3 and THS is up 0.3. 0.3 up. Flaps are 3. Now, while I'm here, let's just go ahead. Okay. All right, freedom of movement, all good. All right, we'll deselect. Okay, so engine, anti-ice, and the APU will stay off the anti-ice, but we'll turn the APU off now and come back down here and arm the slides. All right, final things, taxi-wise, nose wheel light on. Taxi lights on. Parking brake off, elapsed times running, brakes checked, flights controls have been checked. Coming down to the middle, we'll put the auto brake on max, brake fan on, and terrain on. Okay, folks, here we go. Brakes off. To check the cabin real quick, if you look down here, you got a small checklist to work with. We got cabin and takeoff check. Okay, so all we got to do is come up here, click the cabins. One time was good enough. Oh, we got somebody taxiing in. Hang on. No, taking off. Taxiing in. Don't know. Really curious if he even sees us. Looks like it. All right, let's go. Mykonos traffic, Middle East 66. Back taxi, runway 16 for departure. All right, folks, so here we go. Let's do our takeoff checks. Since we're on the runway, let's go ahead, light us up. Okay, do the takeoff check. All you gotta do is push takeoff config. Alright, looks like we're still running low. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Here we go. Togo.
V1, rotate, V2.
Gear up. Autopilot will take it from here. Mykonos traffic, Mediterranean or Middle East 66, clear of 16, airborne. All right, so we're airborne, and okay, max speed of 225, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up some flaps. Okay, let's down to flaps 1. Put the spoilers back to normal and just looking to see until we're able to retract. Okay, let's go ahead and bring them up as we're headed back over Mykonos and accelerating to 250. There's where we left, folks. Okay, Q&H can go to standard, which is what we're at, and we're on our way, folks, to Beirut, Lebanon. Hope you enjoyed the departure out of Mykonos, and currently we are on track for, oh, I lost track of it. Where'd it go? There it is. For Beirut. Currently standing approximately an hour and 45 minutes out, and there's 10,000 feet, so let's get those lights off. Okay, and away we go. All right, folks, so I hope you enjoyed. It's been a great departure out of here. Sorry it took a little bit of an hour to get airborne, but we're on our way, folks. About an hour. The time will drop down as we get up to altitude, but then as we start descending, it'll come back up a little bit. So plan on about an hour and 40 minutes to get over there. Matt Air 1997, or Matt 1997 Air. Let me get it right. Welcome in. Thanks for supporting the channel and coming out today. Folks, if you are on YouTube watching this video a couple days after the live stream, hey, if you want to be a part of one of the live streams, hey, feel free to come in, chat with us in the chat room. Occasionally on longer flights, I'll open up Discord and we can chat through Discord as well. But it's really a fun time sometimes on these flights. So love to have you come over. Check down in the bottom notes on the video you're watching, and you'll see how to find us on the live stream. But thanks, Matt, for coming out. As we get through, well, I don't even know how high we are. What are we, up around 27,000, something like that? And again, folks, if you're not familiar with OBLA, I think it is. I think I wrote it. I hope I wrote it right on the opening screen. Hang on, let me see. I might have got it wrong. I got it wrong. It's OLBA. No wonder everyone's going, where are you flying to today? And we just kind of put our finger in the air and went that way. Alright, yeah, I just realized I did have it wrong there. But anyway, headed to Beirut, Lebanon. It's a route I've never flown before. I've thought about it a lot over the years and just never got in there, so we're taking a run. Looks like a pretty interesting airport by the way the airport is configured. So if you get a chance, look at it on Google Earth, folks. It's kind of it's 3 main runways, but they're not how you would expect them configured. So X-plane clouds, folks, that have been out with this version 12, and looking outstanding. Give you all a lot of good views of this aircraft. Granted, let's go sunny side up this time. And yes, for all of you in Europe, we are running at a different time than real. I prefer to fly daytime. One, it seems a little better on my machine. Now, I do like night ops, don't get me wrong. Airports are easy to find at night. Problem is, like I said, one, it does sometimes hurt my system, and two, you can't do these kind of shots. All you get is little line of white windows, and if you got your logo lights on, you might get that. And that's it. It's, you can't see the beastie that we're flying. But I do get it. Night ops is sometimes pretty cool. Going into the airport with all the approach lights, you get to see what high ALS is, what Mausers are like, what, the different types of lighting systems. Plus, it makes it easier to find some of these airports at night. So I get it. So for now, folks, we're going to just kind of sit back and relax. Looks like we got just under an hour to get to Beirut, and we'll be talking with you here in a few minutes about our arrival again. As we showed it in the pre-flight, we're going to actually do a little more on the arrival brief now. So stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. Alright folks, welcome in. Hope y'all are enjoying the ride as we head to Beirut, Lebanon here on VATSIM, flying the A320 Neo. And we just leveled off, so seatbelts will be nice on this flight. Turn them off. And let's take a look at, do a quick system check here. Just trying to... Alright, so there's our engines, and we're just going through each one of the pages, making sure everything looks good, nothing's out of whack, numbers are real low or anything like that. Okay, there's the bleed air system. It's not badly out of whack, but if you were to come across here and see the fuel tanks heavier on the right side than the left, all you have to do is click crossfeed. This will not take long. Then turn the side that the pump or the number is low on. So this here is only 40 off, so it really will not take long. The only bad thing is for us folks, whereas we're not in the real plane, we have to go down, click fuel to come back up. Well, wait a minute, try that again. There we go, and come back up here. Okay, so we're balanced, we'll go off with that. There you go, we're now balanced out for the most part. Okay, so let's continue on with the all button. APU would be off. Alright, here we've been trying to cool down. Let's see if there's anything. Let's just go a little. Oh wait, we're on the hot side. Okay, let's see if we can't get that cab. Helps to go the right way with the switches, folks. Come back to that. Alright, next up. Okay, now the doors, we see the slides. That's cool. But we're also looking right here, folks. Make sure these tanks read at least, you know, are in the green. Gear covers closed over the landing gear. And yes, folks, as an airport firefighter, back in the 80s when we had the DC-9s, which had the red crosses on them, those of you my age or in that range that can remember things like that at air bases, you would have seen sometimes a DC-9 with a red cross on them. Well, they were part of the wing that I was attached with here at Scott as a firefighter. And as you all know, there was a door that opened up when they retract the landing gear or deploy, and then covers them. And then covers back up for land, you know, when the gear is down. Well, we actually had one come in where that they didn't come back up. So that's why, you know, we look here. Long story short on that, I know a lot of you going, oh my God, they ripped those off on landing. Actually, no, they didn't. They're set in a way, you gotta look at them. And I didn't know this because I was like you back then. I really thought they were going to rip off on landing, so I'm like ready to go. And all of a sudden he landed and those doors just kind of moved out of the way, just like they were going up, but they just drug down the runway, but they didn't tear in any way from the plane. It's pretty neat to see. Same thing here. You know, you got the doors that open up. That's what we're looking for to make sure those doors came back closed. And our brake temperatures are good. Next up again is our flight controls, making sure everything is as it is. We're back here to the status page. Hang on a second, let me do this to get a better look here. And the reason I do it in this angle is if something were to come up, let's do it from this angle. Show up here, we can click recall and it be gone. Brake fan can go off. Click all one more time and we're back where we started, where we get a general look at this. Most flight crews folks do this about every 30 minutes or so, 15 to 30 minutes depending on flights, to make sure they're ready. And I would want to speculate, and make sure you heard that word speculate. They do it at top of descent, and possibly when they get closer to the pattern to make sure everything's okay. I could be totally wrong. So, any real-world Airbus pilots want to fess up? All right, folks. So, also, before we get into this descent brief, which we're going to have to do real quickly, now's a good time if you want to put a prediction in for the landing, what you think our outcome will be, feet per minute wise. And the format is just like you see there, folks. The exclamation mark, the word predict, and then a negative number. So, all right, we're about 186 miles out. Okay, I thought it was reading 100. I wasn't seeing that in the view that we had here. So we got a little bit of time to talk about it, not much. So, all right, so let's bring up, you know what? Let's do it from Sim Toolkit. Oh, excuse me. And you're going, oh my, I am in what's called the live map. It's exactly that, folks. This is everything out there right now, be it Sim Toolkit, which will be blue, as you see here. POSCON, they would be in black, along with any controllers. And, of course, the almighty VATSIM. And all that green is them. And of course, if you have a controller up, it'll look like that. All right, so mind you, folks, you're all looking, going, well, where are they? Mind you, it is now 9 o'clock across the pond from the U.S. So we're starting to get into the latter hours of their night. So, but we're about halfway there. And what I'd like to do, and I'm not sure this is going to work. Hang on, let me see if it'll. There we go. Let me get rid of VATSIM real quick. You know, I'm going to. Okay, that'll work. All right. And for the most part, that'll work. All right. Actually, I don't think we even need it. Okay, let's just do this. Let's look at the charts and then we'll do the performance. Okay, I have added NavGraph here to SimBrief, or to Sim Toolkit. You can add a whole lot of things here. Just go down here, putting in what you want to call it, what the URL is, and all of that good stuff. Okay. There is help for this to help you out on it. For like NavGraph and that, you'll have to put in your user ID. You could put SimBrief in here, folks. Captain Mac, I've mentioned a couple times here. He has been very instrumental in helping me, one, get into streaming, watching what he does. I wish I could be as crisp as clear in all of this with videos, but again, we're live versus takes that he's able to do. So I do not do editing or even know how to do editing, so my apologies, especially if we do an 8-hour trip, and it's an 8-hour video. So, alright, so here we come up to Exla. So let's look at our arrival, shall we? It is the Kukla 2 Alpha arrival. D8 now, folks, and I am putting this out. I've put this out several times. No one, I guess, really knows how to do this outside the U.S. territories. D8 is a digital ATIS that the pilots. Now, I know how to get it off the plane, and we're going to do that here in a second. This plane, not every plane. But this is set up so you can get the ATIS, say you're on an 8-10 hour trip. Now, as soon as you're gear up, guess what? You could get the ATIS. You could get the METAR. So that's why I'm curious. But anyway, so there's your ATIS. Approach control, which would be the tower, and it's 85 feet above. Transition levels 15,000. This is an RNAV approach. So you got to have the RNAV equipment. Okay, so we are looking for the Kukla. There it is, 2 Alpha. And here we go. Here's the routing. Kukla to Byblo at or above 5,000. Now, here's the kicker. This is also the initial fix for 1.7. The initial fix is 4,000 minimums. Technically, you could set it in at 5,000 and be compliant. I've got it set for 4,000. Okay, no other altitude restrictions required here. So Kukla 097, BA 420. I'm not sure what BA is all about, but whatever. And because it's CAD down here, unless Beirut is BA. And then Byblo at or above 5,000. Now, this is actually not a fix for the Kukla. That is actually for this one, the Ilka. So it's Kukla to Byblo. Then on to the ILS for 1.7 in our case. Or, I'm sorry, RNAV. And that's what this says up here. These are all of the approaches valid for runway 17, RNAV. Okay, next. Now we don't have this plugged in yet, so let me do a little tutorial with charts 8 here, just a small one. Bear with me, folks. Very intuitive program here. Not as much as what Smart Cars 3 is that the folks over at Mac Air are wanting us pilots to help test out. I'm just checking right now to do it. Approach available. You've got all of these great things. You could set all of these things up here. So click approach available. Click RNAV, Byblo. Look at that. It's all set up for you. Add to route, and look what it does. Completes it. And say this was an ILS and it had category 2 and a category 3 separate charts. Very rare, but I've actually run into them now quite a bit. They'll be down here for you already. So from Byblo, let's go to the RNIB and see what happens. Look at that, it gives you the chart already. So, alright, so again, there's our ATIS, there's our approach, there's tower, and there's ground. Okay, now we're going to focus more. I mean, granted, these could be there. I have seen Beirut up before. Are you already seeing how weird this airport looks? Look at these runways. Just, sorry for the digression there. Interesting layout. I have to give it. It's very interesting. All right, so it's an RNAV approach, so that means we don't have an ILS localizer or glide slope frequency tuned in. Final approach course, we have that. It'll be 172 all the way in from 5 low. The NDB BOD, B-O-D, Bravo Oscar Delta, is where we have to be on the glide path and on the altitude of 1,400 feet. Decision altitude here is 800 feet MSL or 715 feet AGL. The difference being right here. Again, this is what the altimeter will read, folks. This is what the radar altimeter will read. That's the difference there. Now, when we set this up in the McDo, we'll explain it even a step further that Airbus delineates. Now, Boeing does too, by turning the switch Barrow to DH. But we'll show it in McDo here in a second. Okay, there's our missed approach. And then you've seen for quite a while here the actual route. BILO, BOD, PA 421, and the runway. Okay. Approach speed today will be about 130, so interpolate that out to 710, 510 feet per minute, and we do not have a time. We just have half a mile, but before then we'll be gone. Because as soon as we hit 785, I think it was, 715, sorry. If we don't see the runway, we're gone. Okay, no approach lights. Hence the higher numbers already. Pappies, but we don't know what's, I'm thinking they're on the right side, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to wait and see what we have pappies. There's our missed approach. LNAV. 800 feet MSL, so that's 800 feet on the altimeter, folks. When you hit that, it's a go-around. Or, if the ceiling, broken or overcast, is 715 feet or lower, you can't even come in here. We've broached this a couple times, folks. Lately, last week, in the 727 out to Norfolk Island. There is a YouTube video posted up there, folks. You're more than welcome to go watch one of the bad. I always post the good, the bad, the ugly, folks. Whatever I do ends up there unless it's a complete, nothing, it just didn't go right to start with. But all you got to do is go over here to YouTube, and there they are. You'll see all the videos. Okay, and then we're Class C, so 2,400 meters on the RVR. Okay, that there, folks, takes care of us on the chart side. We are now 94 miles out, so we're going to now fill in on the McDo. Let's get over to the approach page. Current QNH in here is 1016. And I meant to show this to you. Hang on, let me do this with the other one. Alright, we're going to go to data. No. Okay, let's go to Atsu. I know I can go this route. I haven't played with this enough, folks, to feel confident in it. And let's get the METAR. Return. Received messages. Okay, time 7:20. So we have OLBA, OLBA, OLBA. Let's go with the top one. Currently, look at that, folks. There's your weather. Now, if VATSIM is up and running, there could be an ATIS, so you may be able to pull that too. Okay. So 170 at 3, 1016. Okay, we'll put that in QNH. Temperature 17. Wind 170 at 3. All right, so here we go. Wait, you know what? You're not seeing this. Doggone it. All right, I'll show you this again here in a second. My bad, folks. My total bad that I left Sim Toolkit up. All right, and you can actually print it, by the way. But anyway, referring back to our chart, if you remember right, we had a minimum of 800 feet for decision altitude. We also had 715 in parentheses. How I do this, baro. To me, baro would be the altimeter. So I take the bold number, I would put it in there. The parentheses, I use radio, or as I call it, radar. So now you can only put in one, so you choose. And guess what, folks? It yields the same number above, you know, coming in. One's just reading it as if you were above sea level. The other is as above the ground. So we'll put in the 800 just because it's simple. Now, put it in here, and we're set. We're looking at a 128 for our landing speed at this point, and 133 for the approach speed. This you have to fill in. Now, there's a way to do this over here, of course. Let's go to landing performance. And look at that, it's right up to date. I'm going to go ahead and try. Let's see what happens. 10, 16. Okay. I think it is 30. So we'll leave it. Runway's dry. We'll keep anti-ice off. That all looks good. Brakes, how long's our runway? 10,000? Let me check something here, folks. Well, I'll show this also, don't worry. Okay, so if we go low and come off at K. Okay. Let's see how it looks. I think we'll leave the brakes. We'll go to medium just to be on the safe side. Compute. No, I like low. We're going to try for it. We're going to try for November, but no, we'll end up in kilo, I'm sure. All right. So that puts us with an approach speed of 134, only one off. We're going to need 4,300 feet of runway and predicted distance 4,400 down the runway. And then all of the other good stuff. All right, so there's one way you could get all of this number, and then look over here and verify it. Now, how did I get this here? So let me just kind of go back to a page. What I do is go here. Now, I think you can go here. Well, this is how you do that. Okay, hang on. Try this one. Okay, what I do is go to do menu, ATSU, AOC. Now, like I said, if VATSIM has ATIS up for that airport, you could go here. Or just go here. OBLA. Okay, and then print VTAR. Company message. Meaning we've received something. If it shows up down in these boxes, no it doesn't. Okay, and then I go return. And then I come over to received. Time 7:25. I've got a new information for my alternate as well as my arrival point, 1703. Again, I said I could print it. Let's print it. Voila. Only thing I don't like is we're not able to or if I just may not know how to go through and read it in front of my face. But there you go. Top of descent is about 35 miles out, less than, a little above 30, and we'll be starting down. Let's go back to Perth. Now we'll activate approach, folks. The very important thing about that, when you click it, here, let me use this one over here. You're gonna slow to 146 if you don't have the speed out of managed. So that's why you wait. All right, so let's take a look out the nose as we cross over Cyprus, I believe it is. And believe me, I was flipping a coin between Cyprus Airport and Beirut. All right, let's kind of enjoy these few minutes here, folks, we have as we approach top of descent. Okay, we've gone slightly past our top of descent, so we'll start into it. Oh yeah, you gotta set an altitude. Always helps. And there you go, folks. We are starting into the descent for Beirut. Again, folks, if you're new to the channel, love to say first off, thank you. Thank you for being a part of the stream today. And if you are new, feel free to click follow. It's no cost. The only cost, if you want to call it that, an email every time when we go live. That way you know where we're flying. If you want the ability to watch us commercial free and all, you can subscribe here on the channel, and that gets rid of the commercials for you. And of course, that costs. YouTubers watching this or any video, if you click subscribe, that's going to give you the same thing follow does here. Just going to give you, when you click that bell to for reminders, it'll let you know when a new video is released. So, but folks, we love having you aboard either way. If you are on YouTube, we'd love for you to come over to the live stream and be a part of this. It would be great. Would like to meet and greet you. I have the Discord channel out there for y'all. We can do that either on air or offline. So there's the invite over to our Discord channel. So, but again, thank you so much for both the new folks that are here and those who've been around quite a while with flying with Mike. We thank you so much, and we'll keep putting stuff out here for y'all. So for now, we're headed into Beirut. So let's see, we are now, what's our total distance? $123 miles out. Currently, unfortunately, there is no ATC available in the Beirut area. That's fine. We'll do our best to hopefully remember to call out, but we'll see. We'll do our best. So, but like I said, folks, this video will be posted over at YouTube in a couple of days. I try to show all videos, folks, whether we had a great, stupendous landing that nothing but grease came out of the wheels for on it, and we have some of the ugly variety where, you know what, flying with Mike should have obeyed the FAA rules and not took off, but he did, and he found out why the rule is in place. So, Folks, please don't do this if you're private pilots or real pilots. Folks, this is all for entertainment, so. Right, we're now through 27,000. Let's go ahead, be the mean captain that we can be, and put them in their seats. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're about 15 minutes out from landing. Please return to your seats, fasten those seat belts, and prepare for landing. On behalf of Aegean Middle East Airways, thank you for flying with us. And like I said, about 15 minutes from now, we'll be on the ground. Flight attendants, prepare for landing. Okay, let me see. Okay. Beirut operations, Middle East 66 in range. Roger, Gate Gulf 14, Middle East 66, thanks operations. All right, folks, we're in range to the airport and should be, like I said, on the ground in about 15 minutes, and I will be right back. Alright folks, back with you. Just had to check something up with the fam here. Alright, so we're through 18,000 feet, descending into Beirut, which I believe is probably that on the horizon. And there's Kukla coming into view here, right there, and then we should be at 10 or getting 10 and below on the descent.
feet.
Transition is 15, 13 or 15, we'll see. Set for 15. Okay, Kukla's in 10 miles, and then we start the arrival. Alright, we're at transition, folks, so let's click here. And one more check. Make sure we haven't had a weather change. Coming up on one. 10:16, so and as for those wanting to ask, yes, I highly recommend the Toliss A320 Neo. If you're thinking about it, I would really get it. I think it's got a phenomenal sound set with it, plus flight dynamics. Everything is just unbelievable with this plane. It's one of those you just go, oh my gosh, they really did this in an Airbus. I mean, it's what you guys in Microsoft would say PMDG quality for X-Plane. It is unbelievable. So I really, really encourage you to really think about purchasing this. The A319 is just as good, if not, I mean, it is. It's just like this plane. So my only thinking would be the A321 would be as good as this plane as well. No idea on the A340 because it came out a lot earlier than all of these. So, but I would assume being Toliss that it's phenomenal. Okay, and since we're not going to be able to probably see the runway right away, 1,400 feet, okay. $10,000 feet. All right, now the flight. Let's see when I did a flight in earlier this month from Mykonos to Tel Aviv
10,000 feet.
without streaming, and actually was able to connect to a controller, but I guess it wasn't. You know, we didn't do much, so we'll see. We'll try to hook up here. There's a guy with one of the virtual airlines that I'm with who hopefully will be able to carve out some time and help us figure out what we can and can't do with Toliss. So we'll hopefully be able to do it on stream. So we can try and finally get that last piece learned and understood how to use. Folks, this is an amazing plane, and I know I haven't given it very much justice probably, because I flew Cessnas, Pipers, and Beechcrafts, folks. Flying these heavier, I should say, aircraft. You know, I not necessarily knowing what y'all are wanting to see in them. So I am starting to think we might have a full RNIP here, or I could couple up to it. How about that? Oh my goodness. If only I could show this, folks, if I had a webcam. Um, our dog, to the window, carried one of his stuffed animals, and then dropped it. Poor dog. You know, we could all say it's rough being a dog. Again, folks, if you want to put a prediction in for the landing, that is the exclamation mark, the word predict. Put a space in there and a negative number. Sorry, no prizes, but you never know. You may actually, because right now I don't know. I'm going to do my best to grease it in there like all pilots do, so we'll see. This has me intrigued if I'm actually going to be able to couple up. Did I have a speed restriction in here? I thought it was 250. I know some of you like that noise, so had to do it. All right, we're coming up on Philo, and the initial for the RNIP in Beirut traffic, uh, Mideast 66, Philo inbound, initial fix 417. I want to give it a try. What the heck? It is appearing like it's going to couple up. I'll be doggone. Cool. All right, now that I have the speed, let's come back. Up, it already did it for us. Okay, here's the turn. I'm going to go ahead and slow us to 180. Use straight and level flight, or level flight, folks, as much as you can in your slowing. That way, it slows a lot more predictable. There's green dot. I will say that is kind of a cool sound. All right, we're looking for the runway, folks. Like I said, we're 18 miles out right now. Go flaps 2 and hold. And we're on glide slope. Yeah, you can tell we don't normally get this, folks. 15-mile final. All right, bye blow, and something tells me this is going to be the airport out here, but until I see that run, oh wait, there's the runway right there. Let's get in a little closer. All right, we're going to start slowing. Okay, let's finalize this up. Set. Brake fans on. Okay, gear is the last thing. We're going to do that between 10 and 8 miles. Okay, last checks. Laps 3. Going down with gear.
Gear down.
Flaps full.
2,500.
Okay, and we're coming up to BOD, which is where we need to be fully configured, ready for landing. Okay. Now, again, altimeter was 800. 715. This is the radar altimeter here, folks. So it's 715 or 800. These should be the same when it says minimums. Cabin check one last time. Flight attendants, take your seats for landing. Okay, gear down, flaps full, spoilers are, brakes set, we're cleared to land. Beirut traffic, Middle East 66, 4 mile final, 17.
One thousand.
Plane's mine, as you heard. All green. Again, this is 715. I got the runway inside landing.
100 above.
Stable.
Minimum. $500.
500.
$400.
400.
$300.
300.
$200.
200.
$100.
100.
50.
50.
40.
40.
30.
30.
Retard.
20.
Retard. 10. 5.
10.
Oh wow, I made November. Okay, and we'll clear up here real quick, flaps up. Spoilers down. Beirut ground. Middle East 66 off runway 17 to spot G14. Roger, taxi to the terminal. Middle East 66. Okay, flap is open. Starting up the APU. Hang on, just making sure which one we're turning in on. Okay, excellent. There he is, signaling us. Okay. Brakes set. Welcome again to Beirut, folks. Let these brakes cool a little bit. Let's see here. Get up top here. First off, let's do it this way. One's off. Lead on. Two's off. Okay. And let's go down the line here. APU bleeds on. Lights off. Beacon off. There you go, folks. Welcome to Beirut. All right. Let's take a look at this landing, shall we? After we do some, get this accredited over to them. Stop and file. Okay. Just check in real quick. All right. Flights filed. Let's pull up SimBrief and find out how well we did. And it looks like it took care of finishing it. All right. Well, felt like a little bit of a thump coming in here. 376 is not bad, better than what's been lately. As you can see. And this, folks, don't let it fool you. It was actually 7,000 feet per minute. All right, so that gives you an idea. And that, folks, that flight is up there with the 727. All right, let's take a look at this one. So what we do is we click on the flight we want, click View Details, click Full Landing Report, even though we got a good one here. Wow, that does look good. All right, real quick, back out a little bit more. Hope to go the right way there, Captain. All right, right here is the legal line going this way to land on this runway. So that's your threshold. Each of these hashes going down are 500-foot marks. We've been through this on every flight. 2,500 feet down the runway. So we were within the landing zone, and we were only just under 8 feet from the center line. So again, that part's really good. Granted, the actual aiming point we do when we're visual, folks, is right here. They are very big, prominent marks on the runway, and that's where we aim to touch down. Metric-wise, landing speed, I think, well, let's look. I don't know if we'll be able to see it or not. Here, let me kind of zoom a little bit. 134. That was the approach speed. I think we were set to go 129, so we're a little slow. That's okay. And 1.7, 1.8 Gs, so really good. Right on the heading for the most part. I mean, overall, it looks really good. It's a 10,600 foot runway. So we did great in that aspect, and I believe where we got off the runway was right here. That was where my wish was. My hopeful was here. We wished off here, and we did. So overall, good landing. All right, I am going to remember disconnect. All right. And oh, yeah, we gotta let's go ahead and close up the airplane real quick. Okay, let them clear out real quick, and then we'll try to rewind this. Okay, we'll just kind of let you see where they get to. This is the kind of eye candy I kind of like, when they take the time to get them way away from the plane, show them coming in, going out, and then they disappeared. That's fine. Same with the catering truck, really good. That's actually good eye candy. A lot of developers, and I don't know all the animation that goes into that, folks, but boy, do they got some really good animation. Good job there, Toliss. That's all I can say. All right, so we're good there. Let's see if we're able to do this. Sometimes we can in X-Plane 12, sometimes we can't. So far, so good. So far, looking good. All right. Let's get some appropriate music going here. And get her in a little closer. Okay, right here, folks, this is what I talked about earlier in the flight. These actually would not come up on that DC-9, and it landed just like this. Well, put the landing gear lock, put those down. Yeah, pretty, you see some interesting things. You're in the aircraft firefighting world long enough. speed things up here a little as flaps are coming down. Alright, and I think our air operations folks need to get out here and clear these houses. They're really close to the runway. Here's what it looks like on a 10,000-foot runway. That's what we aim for. Yeah, we kind of thumped in here, but not bad, folks. Not bad at all. Again, let's look at it from the end of the runway, shall we? I hate to say this, folks. Those houses would not be that close. The airport would be sued so many times over, it's pathetic. It's just too noisy here, just way too noisy. Who cares that the airport was here before my house? They have to move the airport. My house is now more important. Alright folks, that looks pretty good. I mean, overall, let's take a look at it from the passenger's vantage. Yep, good old wing flex there. So yeah, we hit reverse thrust. You ready for it? Good. You know what? Let's get a reprieve. Let's look at it from the tower point of view. Hopefully. Yeah, a little bit rough, but a little bit better looking always from the tower. Folks, that's going to be a wrap here today. I want to say thank you all very much for coming out, being a part of Flying with Mike on your Monday. Hope you all have a great week, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back, we'll still be in the buses, and we'll have some fun flying in the U.S. Up into Colorado. Hope you all have a great day. It's Sook, 68. Thanks for coming along. Saw you lurking about out there. Awesome to see you out there and supporting the channel. Hope you all have a great day. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll try to be a little bit more punctual. And with our 16Z. Now granted, 17 to 18Z is when I do these. So God bless you all. Have a great night. And we'll just kind of ease on down into the hole here. Hope you have a great night. God bless again. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.